Hello and welcome back, everyone. I'm just here to ask the question, why does that government need you? Why do you need the government? With the rise of automation, the rise of AI, and the corporations that are in bed with the government and the military-industrial complex, why do they need poor people? Why do they need the unskilled? Why would the government want to pay out millions of dollars into Social Security or disability? Why is there only two sets of classes out there anymore? It's mainly the rich, the super rich, the very poor, and the working poor. What kind of world has returned this into? Let's explore some answers to that age-old question. What is the meaning of my life? And is it better to walk a different path than the one we're on right now? I hope this video finds you well and in good spirits. If it does, if you find yourself in a position to be able to say that you're doing pretty good today, consider subscribing. Consider sharing this video. This channel aims to help 1 million people achieve financial freedom by 2028. We're well on our way towards that goal, and we'd love your support. But even more importantly, we'd love for you to share this information with somebody who needs it, somebody who's struggling, somebody who's looking for answers. This information is not hidden. It's out there. You can access it, but most people don't know how to find it. So please consider helping somebody else out. Now, let's get to the video. I am fascinated by the question of why do we have governments at all anymore? Now, this may sound like a strange question to many of you. Governments have been around for thousands of years. They are as old as civilization itself. The concept of governance is something that we have always had. We have always had rulers, and we have always had people that were ruled over. In every single society throughout history, there has been some form of hierarchy. Now, I don't need to remind you about that. You already know that. You already know that things haven't always been fair. Things haven't always been equal. There has always been an elite class that was ruling over those that were considered the commoners, or the working class, or the lower class. With the advent of technology, though, with automation, with AI, with the rise of machines that are capable of doing pretty much everything that we can do, why do we need humans at all? Why would any government need its citizens? And when we peel back the layers of the onion and we really look at what a government is, what a government does, what a government is supposed to do, and we look at the fact that governments no longer serve their purpose, which is to protect the people from harm, both from internal harm and external harm, and instead are now used as tools to control and manipulate populations for the benefit of a few, why do we need them at all? Why do we need to be ruled by these puppet masters? These puppet masters that, quite frankly, in my opinion, have no interest in our well-being, have no interest in our happiness, have no interest in our future. We live in a world where the gap between the rich and the poor is growing wider every single day. We live in a world where the middle class has been completely gutted, and yet we still cling to the belief that we need governments. We need these institutions that are nothing more than legalized gangs of thugs with badges and guns. Ask yourself, why do we need them? Why do we need to pay taxes? Why do we need to follow laws that, quite frankly, often make no sense at all? Laws that are created simply to control and manipulate our behavior rather than to protect us from harm. As you think about these questions, if you find yourself nodding along and saying, yeah, he's right. We really don't need governments anymore. We don't need these institutions. We don't need to be ruled by kings and queens and emperors and presidents and prime ministers. We don't need any of that stuff. Instead, we can create a world where everyone is free to do as they please as long as they are not harming others. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to check out my recent video on why you should leave the Matrix before it's too late. That video is also designed to help wake people up and to help them see that there are better options out there than the world that we're currently living in. Again, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.